massive day for the emotionally illiterate. Sykkuno just got completely exposed. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, but Daddy Quasar, I have no idea who this dude is. Oh well, neither did I 4 hours ago, but trust me, this one is an absolute masterpiece. I'm gonna summarize up what happened and how this is absolutely insane. Because the interesting thing here is not exactly what he did, it's what everyone else's opinion is this, because I think this fully exposes how absolutely out of touch and insane most streamers are, in fact. Because the opinions on this one are beyond wild, boys. And it's all hilarious. And again, oh boy, we are in for a ride. Anyway, if you don't know who Sykkuno is, turns out this was the top male streamer for literally like a year or two. He was the biggest, most sought out after Ting on pretty much any platform. He was actually a big, massive deal. And his point of origin is as low testosterone as you probably imagine. You see, the reason why this guy had massive popularity is because, well, the official narrative is because he's a boy failure, but the real narrative is when I saw this, because I have seen this guy before, I had seen him in some clips, and I never thought twice about him, usually with the Pokemon crowds and things like that. I thought that he's just gay. Turns out he ain't. So, this dude is considered the boy failure. Essentially zero testosterone. And women absolutely drool over him. Which is the funniest thing ever. This probably goes against everything you believe in life, but there is a reason why. I personally, the moment I now know that he was not a guy, it was obvious. Women are not gonna admit this, but the reason that they absolutely adore this guy is because he looks like a harmless serial killer. Yes, he looks like the guy who couldn't hurt a fly, but there's that off chance that you get into an argument with him and then he chokes you to death. And I mean, if you know women, you know that is like plus 10 to attractiveness at the bare minimum. The scale only goes up to 5. Okay? Yes, this is that kind of conversation. This is gonna be that absolutely insane. But anyway, that's this guy. He was always pretending to be harmless, completely harmless. And then he gets exposed because turns out he literally tries to get on and in every single streamer that exists by using his influence, power, charm, and everything. And every single time he pretends that he's this innocent guy. And he pretty much assembled for himself effectively a harem. Yes, that's the controversy. That's what he's getting exposed for. And by the way, the evidence for this in Mujin's video, by the way, is it's undeniable, okay? The guy did it. There's literally nothing to be said about that. Now, the true salt of the matter, the true interesting thing is, listen, do you remember this dude called Andrew Tate? Well, growing up is understanding that he actually figured out a lot of correct things about women. And this guy proves it, okay? Because there's a bunch of women who are mad that he cheated on them. But they're not exactly mad that he cheated on them. They're mad that they were not his final pick, effectively. And we're going to go through a couple of things and it's going to be hilarious. And the opinions on the matter from a lot of streamers like XQC we have here, we have Miskif, we have other allegations. It's absolutely insane how around the block this dude has been, is hilarious. Because you're not going to believe this. If you're a dude, you're not going to believe how insane this is. And I'll prove it to you, okay? Let's go. This is some of the stuff that we are going to be dealing with. This is a woman asking him a question. Are you still looking for a Valentine's Day, perhaps? And then it's a gif. And this guy's response is, what? You can't just open up with something like that. So this guy, his whole persona is completely fake. He tries to pretend that he's this absolute shy failure of a guy, zero testosterone, zero anything. And the moment he gets a chance, he instantaneously tries to go for you. This is what he does. This is what he is This is how he is known, which is absolutely hilarious. And it's gonna even get more hilarious when we actually get into a couple of clips like this, because you're gonna understand exactly what I'm talking about here. You're gonna exactly understand the archetype that we are going for. And by the way, this is the situation online currently. There's two camps, okay? Well, actually, there's many camps. But to summarize it up, there's people who are saying, oh, it's not a big deal that he cheated, which is a big deal, by the way. Trying to have as many different women and having meaningless relationships is fucking sad, first of all. It's easy to try and go for 3 girls at once. It's hard to actually get one that's good. So, it's not exactly an achievement that this guy used his fame and, had effectively had him. It's actually pretty sad. But one of the opinions is that he did nothing wrong. Cheating is okay. And there's a lot of men and women that are currently saying that, which just makes it double the hilarity. And this is one of those examples. A master manipulator and a dangerous predator. People are calling him a predator, which is, by the way, technically 100% true. Hey, if you know, you know. But he's not the type of, he's not Dr. Disrespect, okay? He's not going after that sort of prey. All of this is illegal. There are some questions about this because he did go after a person who, well, you're going to see it later on, but, as far as it's understandable, he hasn't done anything sort of illegal in that sense. But, this is one of the things. Looks inside my face, and this is what I showed you already. That this is the master manipulator predator. Now, granted, I understand how people would say, like, this guy's not manipulative. Well, he is, because his whole persona, his way that he acts, is 100% fake. He's just doing it to gain an advantage. That's all he's doing. So it is 100% fake. And there's so many people. Some all call him evil. Some are saying he did nothing wrong. There are so many great examples of this. XQC, for example. This guy literally did nothing wrong. Well, granted, the XQC has never said that cheating on anyone is even remotely wrong or immoral or anything, so he's not exactly the greatest arbiter of virtue or morals, but it's still funny that he literally unironically will say that that guy did absolutely nothing wrong. Then we have Miskiv saying that he did nothing wrong. While the Miskiv situation is not interesting because he said it, Miskiv reveals here that this dude went after some girl who was not known to the public, but she was called Miskiv's daughter, which would kind of imply that she's under. But obviously that wasn't true and whatnot, so, nothing illegal happened, but, there's questions about this. And granted how absolutely orny this guy was, maybe he tried something. People are not sure exactly. We do not know this, but we know that the laundry list is pretty goddamn long here. And then we have this. If you have headphones, put them on, because it's kind of hard to hear, and, well, you're not gonna actually hear. This is an excerpt from the Mugen video at the very end here, and I think this is just a perfect example of how it went. There's nothing to see, there's only to hear, but his microphone is very low. And that, by the way, is intentional, because that is a manipulation tactic. Listen to this. It's not from the start, but you're not missing out any context. This is just your typical, oh, you're a bad man. And the other answer is, yeah, kinda, it is what it is.
I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me. You can still talk to me.
By the way, this is like one of his side pieces who was not officially his girlfriend. And she's literally, again, most women in this conversation who he cheated on are mad because he didn't choose them at the end. Not because cheating, but because they were not chosen. Like this woman, again, perfect example.
You can still
What?
talk to me and be like make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances. But I never will forgive you for cheating on her. That's
Yes, yes. So, just listening to this sentence alone, you should honestly understand that this whole conversation, this is the guy with one of the girls he cheated on and lied that he doesn't have a girlfriend. Just from this, you should understand which way the conversation is going.
that. There are a lot of girls that are upset with you, by the way.
So he just doesn't answer and takes a little bit of time, and then he just makes effectively a sound.
Because Alfie's not the only one that has hit me up.
Yeah, that sounds like you've heard things.
Yeah, and you lied to me a lot.
Yeah, again, so this response, he's on a call with her. I can bet this guy is sitting there being absolutely bored and just doing, yeah, I bet you heard things. It's not the greatest, yeah. He does not care. He absolutely has absolutely not the slightest care in the world.
What about that too?
So this tactic is effectively, by the way, just let her speak until she tires herself out, and then she tires of herself out of being mad, and then it kind of gets better. This is literally, by the way, a tactic you can use.
A lot.
He's not exactly denying anything, but every answer that he gives is kind of like, yeah, it's not the greatest, but it's not actually that bad.
Because how big was the roster again?
I don't think I ever had one of those.
Flat out just lies and denies.
I mean, maybe not at the same time, but you sure do hop around.
Suppose so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy is not even answering anything. He does not care. Because he probably thinks he can easily just salvage this, which is, by the way, true. It is true. If you look at the response of the women about this, it's all of them are, again, effectively just mad that they were not at the end the ones picked. Man. Oh, what a time to be alive, eh? What an absolutely time to be alive. And pretty much most VTubers, most female IRL streamers are coming out and saying that they have experiences with this guy. People are putting together that a lot of vague posting people who no one ever cared about did was actually about this guy, which is hilarious. You have literally Pokimane talking about this dude. This surface clip shows Sykkuno used the exact same approach with Pokimane that he used with VTubers he cheated on with his girlfriend with. He's just he'll just respond to the most random Instagram story of mine. He's one of the ones I didn't expect to reach. Yeah. So, by the way, this guy has a whole playbook, which is absolutely based. You should have a playbook. Like, I have stole this story multiple times, but bro. My first date where every girl gets taken is by the entrance to the sea in a shallower place. It's called the Dune, and that place is great. It's remote. You put the car in one place, then you go through a bunch of places. It's a little bit cramped. You don't exactly know where you're going, and most women are like, should we be going there? And then you get to be like a man and say, yeah, this is fine. Of course, this is where you go. And then you go, then you get a good spot. You see a lot of things. There's a place to sit. And then you can go back through the forest. And the forest is actually deceptively long. So if you're doing it, especially at night, they get a little bit scared and whatnot. Effectively, it's total manipulation. You figured it out, yes. And this guy is doing the exact same thing. He has a playbook fucking ready, boys. It is absolutely hilarious. And I mean, if you have a playbook, you're gonna use it all the time. And this guy has been using it on everyone. I mean, everyone. I mean, even everyone's favorite sweet goddess, Pokey, received a little bit of that playbook. There are people attacking the people who got cheated on. I will never forget you for cheating on her, as if you have that authority in this matter. You are the side piece, which is, by the way, absolutely true. Again, this whole situation is not anything really special, but this just exposes how absolutely insane people get when you look like a serial killer that would never hurt a fly, but there's that one chance that maybe you have that argument in the night under candlelight, and then things go south, and things happen. Man, it's absolutely insane. And if, by the way, you do not believe this, anyone seen this? I'm not gonna show you all of the thing. I'm just gonna scroll real fast through it. But effectively, yeah, this, okay? And the takeaway from this is the fact that this was made by a woman, okay? 50 Shades of Greys is literally complete corn, if you did not know, by the way. And it's literally for women, okay? Women love this sort of stuff, especially when there's implied danger, okay? Why do you think there's such fans of true crime, okay? But all in all, this thing is probably less important than the fact that Alinity understood that at 38 she will never find true love. Honestly, that's the takeaway from this. That's where we're ending. Oh my god, what a crazy situation. The Mugen video, by the way, is completely not worth it. The responses of people are worth it, okay? The defense of the insanity is worth it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.